Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Oh, sorry, darlings, late in tonight, but a very good evening to you. Everything's working, isn't it? Microphone's on, yes. Got my thing here. You're there. Right, I think we're all good to go. Welcome to. Wow, it's a bit chilly. Okay, I've just tickled the heat up to 19 degrees for half an hour. Turn the outside light off. Oh, I think we're okay. I think we're good to go. So, a very good evening to you all, and a very warm welcome to Saturday Night Live. I am absolutely delighted to be here with you. I hope your day has been a good one. I want to hear all about it. I certainly want and need to know what you lot have been eating, and I'm really looking forward to seeing out whatever day Saturday, seeing out Saturday and seeing in Sunday with its lie-in and its maybe a bacon sandwich if you're lucky, a Sunday lunch or a day out. Sundays are wonderful things. Popping into church, maybe. Oh, so much to look forward to, darlings. And after Sunday, of course, comes Monday, which I am terribly excited about. Now, let's see who we've got. Oh, let me have a slurp. It's been a long night, darlings. Oh, God. Right, and breathe. Cheers, darlings. You're very good health. Thank you for being here with me. I really, really appreciate it. Oh, oh, that's so good. Steve Colg is the first cab off the rank tonight. And he says we need to sort chopping some thumbs off. Bad Books is here, hi Steve, and cracking idea. The lovely Sarah Parsons. Oh, it's lovely when Sarah's with us. Hi, Jason and all. Hello to you. Thank you for being here. Pingu Concord has popped in. Sup, Boastmeister. Good evening to you, Pingu. Lovely to have your company too. Peter P is with us. Good evening, Boaty and all. Buddy is here, of course, that guy from SETI Alpha 5. Nice white dad, and how are we all? Hope everybody's well. Steve KG is here. Hi, everyone. Just popping in to say hello. Off to bed soon is not feeling too great. Oh, well, that sucks. I hope you feel better soon. Oh, and so does Buddy. Look, feel better, Steve. Yeah, get a good rest, mate. Hopefully you'll be feeling tickety-boo in the morning. Hope so, anyway. Barry has been watching Le Mans all day. It's a Ferrari versus Porsche battle. Oh, well, that was the first one. I think I quelled it. Oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah, that's a battle of old, isn't it? The Porsche versus Ferrari. Yeah, I'm out of touch with well, I'm out of touch with all motorsport apart from Formula One. I mean, I'm I'm still bang up to date and entranced by Formula One, but I don't have friends anymore who are involved in it. I don't have any racing driver friends, and I don't have any team owner friends. I always used to, but I don't anymore. In fact, of course, my best racing driver chum, the amazing Wayne Wainwright, sadly passed away last year. Far too young. Far too young. Oh, and Buddy has got a new video out now on the channel, which he hopes we all enjoy. So get your asses over to the channel called That Guy from SETI Alpha 5. And 5 is a Roman numeral 5. In other words, it's a capital V. And check out that latest video. The M11 is with us. And oh, bloody hell. Right. Oh, God. Okay, here we go. The M11 is with us and is speaking in Italian. The M11's with us, talking Italian, talking Italian. Oh, this is going to test me. My Italian wasn't brilliant to begin with, and now it's incredibly rusty. 10 years since I've. Oh, right, let's give it a go. Buonasera, Boaty. l'irrésistible protagonista della mia sogni più sporchi e della mia fantasia più sporchi. Oh, right. Okay, well, let's have a go at that. Buonasera, Boaty. Good evening, Boaty. L'irresistible protagonista, the irresistible protagonist of my... Apologies if I get this wrong, but I think the M11 is saying, good evening, Boaty, the irresistible protagonist of my dirtiest, filthiest dreams and my dirtiest, filthiest fantasies. Did I get that right? Buonasera, Emils and the Emilumps. Oh dear. Oh, and Matron's here. Good evening all, says Matron, and good evening to you. Were you two streaming tonight? Have you been live streaming? Did I make you finish early? If you were. Or did you not bother, seeing as you were only just back off holiday? Oh, you did, didn't you? You put a post in the Facebook group, unless I'm imagining it. I'm sure you did. Oh, well, thank you for finishing early and being here with me. I really appreciate it. Ah, bless you. Ciao Bella, says Peter P. And that's aimed. Oh, and also waves hello to Matron. Lord Stiffopoulos is here and says hello, sports fans. Bad Books is here. Good evening, all. The lovely Andrew Buttigieg is here, who some of us know and love as Ivor Spotty Butty, of course. Evening, everyone, says Evola's Sunglasses. I like that name. The Alstro Maria flowers are lasting very well, says Bad Books. They are, aren't they? They're lasting extremely well. I actually, now, when the M11 very kindly sent me that incredibly beautiful bunch of flowers, which are still looking fantastic on my windowsill just over there. They came with care and instructions and whatnot. And because they were such a beautiful bunch of flowers, probably not cheap, well, definitely not cheap. I thought, well, I'd better read these instructions. Never done that before with flowers. And I learned some things that you're supposed to do. And so if you remember, when I first bought these flowers, which was about 3 months ago, they were just jammed in the vase, as I do. But after doing those ones properly, I redid these. So I learned that you have to strip off the leaves that would be below the waterline. So I did that with these. And I learned that you're supposed to change the water. I've never changed flowers' water. I might have topped it up, but I've never changed it. But I have now. I've been changing the water regularly on both sets of flowers, and they are indeed lasting very well indeed. I'm delighted. God knows they weren't expensive. I think they were £2.19. Those ones. The other ones were very expensive, no doubt. And on that kind of news, I've done something tonight that I haven't done for many years. Steady on. I bought a little indoor house plant thing. I like having houseplants, but the only ones I've had here in Windy Bum over the last 9 years were some ones given to me by Sainsbury's. They were just nearly dead, so they were left in the staff area and we could help ourselves. That's when I was working for Sainsbury's. And I kept them going for a couple of years, but then they died. So I've just had dead houseplants sitting around. And I bought one, Lidl. I had to pop into Lidl for something for work. Well, actually, it was for the chicken, for the staff curry. And it was quite late, and they had this whole new delivery of these houseplants. And they've got these ones, and they looked as if they were the right size of bowl, pot, case, the thing the plant sits in. Flower pot, plant pot. whatever. And that looked to be about the right size. And it said that they're like air purifying plants or something. That, I mean, I suppose all plants do that, don't they? They suck in carbon dioxide and they give out oxygen or some such. But it said, yeah, there were these purifying ones, and I thought, and I had a nice tip tonight, and it was $3.99, and I thought, sod it, I'll go mad, I'll treat myself. So I bought it, and I've put it in the pot, and it's in the bedroom now. And if it works well and looks good, I might go mad and buy another one for the other empty pot, which is on the landing window. God, oh dear. That reminds me of when I had my work flat decorated by a recently retired British Airlines pilot. And he'd taken kind of relatively early retirement because pilots don't go on until they're in their 80s, you know. And he wanted something to do. So he set himself up in a painting and decorating service. And I thought, oh, that's quite cool. So I secured his services. And I have to say, the decorating that he did downstairs was absolutely shit. But the landing was fantastic. I'm here all week, folks. Tell your friends. Oh, and M11 agrees with Bad Books, and she says, "I agree. They're looking amazing." Talking about my my lovely red flowers. So thank you both. Jimmy Mighty Quinn is with us. Good evening, Boaty and all. Good evening, Jimmy. Oh, Sarah had a lovely buffet, a lovely buffet today with the family. Tell us more, Sarah. Was that like a home done buffet in somebody's home, or did you go out somewhere? Was it catered? And what do we think about a buffet generally? I love a lunchtime buffet, but not so fond of one in the evening. It's like oh, you can't win with an evening buffet, can you? Because, I mean, a lunchtime one, great, spot on. Can't knock it, can't whack it. But an evening one, I always feel vaguely cheated. You're either going to have less than you really want and then try and eat your proper meal afterwards. And you probably will have eaten too much, so you won't be hungry for your proper meal. And you'll end up just feeling stuffed and uncomfortable. Or you eat as much as you want, but you feel that you haven't had a proper hot evening meal type of thing. Although there's a good chance, if it's a buffet, that it could be free. I remember going to a pub many years ago. At lunchtime, almost missed my mouth then. That takes some doing. Yeah, I went to this pub at lunchtime, and it was a pub I used quite regularly. And for whatever reason, they put on a free buffet. And I thought, fantastic. Means I don't have to worry about lunch. And I properly got stuck into this buffet. I was the first one up to the table. I had my choice of all the best bits, the best sandwiches, all of that. Absolutely brilliant. God, I ate more than my fair share. And it was when I was about halfway through my second plate that somebody pointed out that it was a private function in the pub. It was a wake. A much loved local had died, and the buffet wasn't actually open yet. And I wasn't invited to the wake, and I didn't know the person who died. Still, never mind. The M11 made spag bowl. Oh God, proper homemade from scratch spag bowl. I hope so. Don't ever use what. Oh, maybe it's different now. Maybe you can get a decent sauce now, can you? Back in the day, if you used a ready-made sauce, something out of a jar or something, it was just all salt and sugar and tasted absolutely disgusting. But maybe you can get a decent one now. I don't know. Food. Oh, my digestive system is just falling apart, darlings. It is that time of night, isn't it? It's that time of night where things are going to fall apart. Oh, yeah. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Your lovely clackers that once stood loud and proud just flop aside by the wayside as if they've just given up the ghost and said, that's it. I've done enough clacking for one Saturday. I'm just going to get my head down, have a rest, have a kip, and quite frankly, that's me done until Sunday morning. See you then. They're like that, clackers. They, they know when the time for activity is over and the time for rest is there. So Matron says, food with some smoked salmon pate on multigrain crackers and a doorstep sandwich with chicken, bacon, avocado, tomato, and mayo in it. No baconaise. Gosh, that doesn't sound like something that you made at home, Matron. Or was it? Or were you entertaining? Or were you at a friend's house? Or were you indeed dining out? For were you doing one of your ladies' what lunch things again? Do let us know. I mean, of course, I want to know about what you've eaten, and I don't want to appear too needy, but I'll level with you. I'm not going to lie to you. I enjoy the details. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Bonsoir, Boaty, says DM. Pancakes for dinner. Well, you see, no. I mean, welcome, DM. I'm thrilled to bits that you're here with us. And I want to thank you for sharing the information that I asked you to share. But pancakes for dinner, how does that work? How does that work? I mean, are we talking about like sweet pancakes? Or are we talking about some sort of savory pancakes? Or are we talking about the kind of pancake that I'm probably not thinking of that actually involves like real food, like meat and stuff? Because when I think pancakes, I'm thinking early 1980s Little Chef gooseberry pancake dessert type of thing. Say pancakes to me, and I don't think dinner. So, let me know. So I'm worried about you, quite honestly, DM. I'm worried about whether you have had a suitable Saturday night, nutritious and delicious meal. I'm sure you have, and I'm sure I'm wrong. And Matron helped herself to a couple of ripe plums. Well, what an obliging gentleman. Presumably your husband's. And you are entitled, as a good lady wife, you are entitled to your marital entitlements. You are entitled to grab hold of your husband's ripe plums whenever the fancy takes you. Although, and I haven't checked the small print, I think that in these days of Me Too and not me, and stop doing that, please. Then I think you might have to have your husband's permission. I don't know. Feature number 2. Are you legally allowed to grab your husband's plums without first asking permission? Or would you be putting yourself at risk of a sexual assault charge? Genuine question. And vice versa. Does the fact that you are legally married to somebody allow you to carry out what would otherwise be seen as a sexual assault with impunity? So if I'm legally married to a lady, can I grab hold of her bum and give it a good old squeeze? Or can I sneak up behind her while she's washing up, wrap my arms around her, and grab hold of her womanly Dubrifirkins and, like, do that sort of thing? Is a spouse permitted to do that, or in this enlightened day and age of Me Too and Not Me and yeah, stop that, you dirty old man. Is that kind of thing frowned upon, and should we ensure that we have full consent before grabbing hold of our legal partners in any way, shape, or form? It's a bit of a minefield, isn't it? And a quagmire. And a minefield and a quagmire would be really difficult, because if a mine went off, then the quag would splash all over you, and you'd have to put your clothes in the laundry, wouldn't you? Although, personally, my laundry isn't as ecologically disastrous as it used to be, because for about the last 6 years, maybe 7 years, I don't use detergent or washing powder or tablets or anything. I use no chemicals in my washing, darlings. All I use is hot water. Well, I assume it's hot water. Well, I don't know. I mean, I put them in the washing machine and I press buttons. I don't put any kind of chemicals or anything else in there. And do I do that because I'm a vegetalist who cares about the future of the world? Well, maybe. Or maybe it's just because I didn't have any washing stuff and I needed clean clothes. And I put the clothes through the washing and I thought, well, they seem like the same to me. And washing things are expensive, so I've never bothered buying them since. But, I can feel smug about it because I'm not polluting the world with plastic, oh, whatever you call those little bit of plastics that get flushed out into the ocean and the fish eat them, and it's all really bad. And what's her name? Greta Thunderbird gets all upset and makes a speech about something or other. I'm no expert on all of this modern stuff, darlings. I am a bit of a dinosaur, but I do try. There are many things in this modern world that I struggle with, and I don't want to struggle with them. I want to be respectful of people's rights to self identify as this, that, or the other, but I really do struggle with it, in all honesty. I mean, I'll put a face on it, and, I don't want to offend anybody. Well, I mean, there are some people I would dearly love to offend, and there are some people that I deliberately do offend. But generally speaking, I don't want to offend anybody. And if somebody finds something offensive, then I will try not to do it. But that's like an outside head thing. Inside my head, I'm still thinking, well, I'll call you that. And I fully respect your right to identify as this, that, or the other. But, in my head, my old dinosaur head, you're that. But of course, you can't say that these days. You'd get cancelled, as I believe they call it. And I don't really know what that means either. I think seen as persona non grata, which, I pretty much am anyway. I think that's a nice way to look at my YouTube career. Now, some people achieve great heights of fame and fortune, and then they say something or do something regrettable or inadvisable, and they are cancelled, and nobody listens to them or watches them anymore, and they don't get to go on Blue Peter or television. And that's what's happened to me, except that I missed out the fame and fortune bit. I did the offensive stuff immediately before anybody who knew who I was. And now, I have very small viewing figures. So I'm the same as somebody famous who's been cancelled. I just didn't do the famous bit. I was just gratuitously offensive from the off. So you could say that that's to my benefit because I avoided the disappointment of reaching the height and then crashing down. I just immediately crashed down and cut out the middleman. What's for Sunday lunch tomorrow? Asked Sarah P. I have pork again with root mash. Yeah, well, I've got the same as last week. I couldn't afford to buy anything proper. So it's going to be the same as last week. It's going to be my garlic and mustard chicken that I must remember to take out the freezer, with a couple of those really nice chipolata sausages that I must remember to take out the freezer. The only potato choice I've got are baby potatoes. I've got about 6 left in the fridge. I'm not sure what to do with them. I might just steam them and toss them in butter, mint, and parsley. I might steam them and serve them plain, or I might parboil them and then I might roast them. I quite like roast baby potatoes. Cleft them in twain lengthways, parboil them, and then roast them in an infused olive oil with some extra herbs, and I find those really, really nice. So I might do that tomorrow. And then I've got no fresh vegetables, so it's going to be French beans from the freezer, Yorkshire pudding. Oh, I haven't got the stuff to make stuffing, so it's just going to be that. It's going to be the chicken, chipolatas, the potatoes, however I do them, probably roast baby new potatoes, frozen green beans, Yorkshire pudding, and gravy. But you know what? I'll really, really enjoy it. Jimmy F500 was a bit busy, so he only had pizza and a chip butty while looking at some guy trying to overtake a Honda Jazz on YouTube. That would be me. That would be me. I overtook a car on YouTube. Did you enjoy today's video? Those of you who watched it? I must admit that I haven't replied to the comments yet. Apologies for that. Never seem to get time to do it same day. I replied to the comments on the previous video while I'm when I've done the editing and I'm uploading the video the next day, doing the uploading and the rendering and all of that. And then I work through the comments and reply to them. But I have seen them as they've come in. And today's video, I enjoyed the BBC News with the view of my garden. And I enjoyed the comments regarding the BBC News. And I would like to agree with a comment from, sorry, I can't remember which of my friends it was that left it, but somebody said, I was really getting into that Hunter Biden thing, the end of the video on the way home. Could you not have driven around the block a few times? And you know what? Quite honestly, whoever it was that left that comment, if I didn't have to do a live stream, that is exactly what I would have done, because I was really into that as well. And I really, really wanted to listen to the rest of it. For those who have not watched the video, it's a program called Americast on Radio 4, a weekly program where a team between the US and the UK discuss the matters of that week that have been happening in America. Really good program. And they were talking about Hunter Biden and obviously his recent court case where he was found guilty on all 3 counts. And I'm familiar with the court case, of course. That's been international news. But as is typical on that program, you get a little bit more insight and a little bit more background and a little bit more history. And I was really enjoying finding out a bit more about Hunter Biden and his history and whatnot. And I was really annoyed that I had to turn it off and go inside and do the live stream. So I feel your pain. If I didn't have to do a live stream, I would have done exactly that. I would have driven round the block or driven down to Chatsworth and listened to the whole thing. Before I started doing YouTube, that would be the sort of thing that I used to do all the time. You know, something good's on the radio, you're driving at night. It's always a pleasure to drive at night. Maybe not in a city, but here in the Peak District, absolute pleasure to drive at night, especially in mid-June when even at like 11 o'clock, as I saw tonight, there's still a vestige of light in the sky. Different if it's the middle of winter, obviously, and there's ice on the roads and it's freezing cold, although even that has its charm. I've enjoyed some drives home in winter in the all snug and warm in the Land Rover and the winter tyres on. And Sarah agrees. The flowers are still going strong. They are indeed. Tomorrow's food, says Matron. I plan to do some pork shoulder steaks with apple, courgette, sage, onions, all roasted in chicken stock. That sounds bloody fabulous. Oh, well done, Jimmy, says Matron. The food collections. Do we get a prize if we guess how many flowers are on the table? I know you're skint. You can guess if you want. Let's count them. So we're counting the individual. What counts as a flower? The red bit. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I've counted them. Feel free to guess should you wish to. I can't guarantee a prize though, because as you quite rightly pointed out, I am skint. Oh, Jimmy's been on family business. There we are. There we are. A pound of flour. Bugger off. I can't afford that. Bad Books did some gardening in between thunderstorms, and then he was very brave and went shopping with Mrs. B. That is brave. Total nightmare. I was forced to buy new clothes, and Mrs. B used me as a clothes rack in Marks and Spencer's. Oh, gentlemen, gentlemen. I think we all know that pain, don't we? Shopping with the good lady wife. Yeah, that's one of those women are from Mars and men are from Venus things, isn't it? Men and women tend to shop in very, very different ways. Very different ways. When I was married, we did an experiment where I did the big shop on my own. I took over the household budget. So, in other words, I gave myself the money, and I went and I did the big shop. Lasted for about 3 weeks before Mag said, "No, I'm not putting up with this anymore." And what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? You only buy the things that we need, and you plan everything, and there's no room for spontaneity. And we have this on the. Oh, she said, "No, I'm Irish. Can't be doing with that. I need chaos in my life." She was like that, was Mags. Lovely woman. You'd like her if you met her, unless she was drunk and angry, which used to happen quite a bit. But no, she was lovely, lovely woman, and she was very Irish in some ways. I still do this, not so much now, but I used to put emergency packs in all of the cars. So I bought however many cars we had in the family at the time. I bought identical little leather bags for each one, and each one had an identical emergency kit in it, for all of the family. So there would be a packet of fags in it for me. There would be tobacco, cigarette papers, and filters for Mags. There would be sanitary products for Mags and the girls. There would be various painkillers, medicines, all of that sort of thing. £20 in cash. And I made these little emergency packs, and one went in every car. Right. And Maggie drove me mad because in her car or in a shared car, it got raped. The emergency kit got raped. I'd go and look at it. The money would always be gone. God knows the money would always be gone. The tobacco would be gone. The filters would be gone. The bloody papers would be gone. Painkillers would probably be gone. The sanitary products would all be gone. And I'd say, Mags, darling, this is for emergencies. It's not for everyday. And she would say, my whole life is an emergency. Genuinely, that happened. And that was the way that was the way that it went. She was very Irish, and that's how her whole life was an emergency. Everything was chaotic. Um, you know, in the early days, dinner parties and Christmas dinner, when Mags was in charge of doing it, she'd get wound up about it in advance. She'd have she never used to drink sherry. She was a wine drinker or gin, was Mags. But for some reason, Christmas or dinner parties, she would drink sherry, like it was the correct thing to do, and she'd get wound up in advance about doing it. And then and she, I'll just have a sherry to steady my nerves, take the edge off. Down it would go. Then another one, and then before you know it, she's half pissed, and everything just. I mean, it was always fun, but it was always chaotic. At some point, um, it was mutually agreed. Well, Maggie mutually agreed it that when it came to Christmas Day and dinner parties and entertaining and all of that, then uh, I would be in charge of the cooking and the table and everything, and Maggie would be in charge of doing the front of house bit, welcoming the guests, pouring drinks, doing all the small talk. Because a lot of the time that we used to entertain, it would be Maggie's family, because she had family living close by, and typical Irish, they were a very close family. And I didn't like them. I loved the mammy, um, Maggie's mother. I loved her beyond words, but her brothers and sisters couldn't stand them. Couldn't stand them. So that worked very well. I was much happier slaving away in the kitchen, where I didn't have to spend time with them, and Maggie was much happy being with them and not slaving away in the kitchen. So yeah, worked out well in the end. Ah. Emma definitely wants some of Boaty's boat. Lol. Was that a self-driving jet? I did a solo live stream, says Matron. Oh, okay. Did you get a raise in work after? You're kidding. I'm guessing 13. Wrong. Emma swallowed the Spanish dictionary. Yeah, well, it was actually Italian, Jimmy F, I think. Unless I completely misread it. Oh, sorry I missed your live, Tracy, says Jimmy. How was work tonight, Boaty? Asked Lord Stiff Upper Lip. Work was all right, actually. Yeah, work was fine. It was kind of an early night. We were really busy early on. But from 9 o'clock onwards, we only had a handful of customers and not much in the way of takeaways. Excuse me. We had plenty of staff, thank goodness. So it was just a pleasant, easy night, to be honest. And we had some good laughs. We laughed a lot tonight. Not during the busy period, then it's very, very serious. But outside of that, we laughed a lot. What house plant did you buy, RCM11? I love my plants. I've got absolutely no idea. Hang on, I've probably still got the wrapper here somewhere. Right, I bought a 186802. Is what I bought. And that's pretty much all I can tell you. Oh, unless that's it, is it? Nephrolepis. Could that be it? You'll know if you know about that sort of thing. I don't bloody know. I mean, it was £3.99 and it looked the right size to fit in my existing planty vase pot thing, which is the right colour for the bedroom. And that was all I needed to know, quite honestly. Does it look to be the right size? Yes. Have I got £3.99? Yes. Boom. Decision made. Oh, Andrew missed Tracy's live too. Oh. The flowers came with lint balls, says Peter P. One of the finest chocolate balls you can get. Show us your new plant. I can't. It's upstairs in the bedroom. I've already taken it upstairs. I don't know. It's a green ferny thing. It looks like a fern type thing, and it's green, and that's about it. That's all I can tell you about it. I'll put it in tomorrow's video. All right. I'm not detaching you and traipsing you all the way up the stairs. I'll put it in tomorrow's. I'll put it in tomorrow's video. There you go. So that just means you've got to watch tomorrow's video. I was going to do something then. I've forgotten what it is. Oh, that's irksome. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to show you I forgot about my chocolate balls. Where did I put them? Ah, here we are. Is this what you're talking about? Yeah, these came with the flowers. So are these good then? Are these posh? What are they? Irresistibly smooth milk. How many balls are there in there? I'm actually looking forward to these. As I said before, I genuinely, I get an overwhelming, irresistible craving for chocolate once or twice a year. So I do try to keep some in the fridge. I keep them in the wine fridge, actually, because I think wine, chocolate kind of goes together, doesn't it? And what I normally do is, and I've got one here to show you. These are those are complimentary mints at work. So when we give you your bill in the leather wallet, you get some chocolates with it to sweeten the bill. So what I normally do is I bring one or two of these home. And that's my emergency chocolate. So I never know when the craving is going to hit. I don't think I've had a craving this year yet. I don't remember eating chocolate this year. So, and we're halfway through the year now. So the chances are I'm going to get it probably in the next few months. And so it's nice to have some chocolate there, isn't it? I mean, what I really love, so those chocolate balls, that'll be great. That'll be great. What I really do love is it hasn't happened for years, but when we had the girls in at work, when we had Boaty and Deepa, and like at Christmas, they would bring in what are they called, celebrations or something, and you get the little miniature Twixes like that. So, I mean, who the hell can eat a whole Twix, right? Nobody on this earth can eat a whole Twix. 2 fingers of chocolate, caramel. Nobody can eat a whole one of them. Absolutely no chance. All of those things in the, not just Twix, any of those things, Twix, Mars bars, caramel, whatever they are, they're all huge. Nobody could eat, I mean, it would take me a year to eat one of those. So I don't know why they sell them so stupidly big. Nobody's going to eat a whole Twix. Whereas those little celebration size ones, that is the size of thing you need. Why don't they sell them individually? You have to buy a big pot of them, which, if I bought one of those big pots of them or big bags of them or whatever, then you'd be eating them at my funeral because I'd never work my way through them. Whereas if I could buy a little Twix like that, that would be perfect. No wonder there's an obesity crisis. So that's something, when I take power, darlings, when the whatever I call my political party takes power, chocolate will only be available to buy in those celebration fun sizes because that's what you ought to be eating, not these stupidly great 2 Twix. Jesus, it's too much. I did go into Lidl, Jimmy Quinn. I did go into Lidl. Yeah, I did that thing. It is incredibly. It's right by the restaurant. You see, you don't even have to get in your car. You can just walk kind of over the road, and it's right there. I don't enjoy it, although I have got quite chatty with one of the cashier women type things. So at least when I go in there, I can have a laugh. God, they have to work hard. I understand that they pay their staff really well, but they don't have to work hard. If there's nobody at your checkout, then they can't sit there picking their nose or whatever like they do in Tesco or Sainsbury's. They have to get off their ass and go and mop something or go and sweep something. Yeah, I kind of approve of that. Yes, let's see the plant, says Sarah. I can't disconnect you and take you up. Oh, I suppose I could bring it down. Oh God, you're so demanding, you lot. Right, there you go. There's the plant in all its green glory. Why have your flowers got my whiskey glass? I can't read the next one out. I can't read the next one out. Great airline pilot joke, says Bad Books. Ex-astronauts still fly into their 90s. Oh, wait, scratch that, says Andrew. Boaty, all the time you run Little down, you hypocrite. I know. I am a total hypocrite. Buddy's got to take Karen's dog for a quick piss, but he'll be right back. And people are bidding a warm welcome to Mr. Captain Greenstripe. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, there's going to be some comments here that I know I can't read out, aren't there? Oh, God. Yes, says Sarah Parsons, at my sister's new house for an early Father's Day get-together, and it was Eton mess for dessert. Oh, fantastic. Boaty, says Decol, any chance of streaming the Euros? I have no TV aerial. Well, no, because I haven't got a TV, or I don't know if I've got a TV aerial. I suppose there might be one up on the roof. Can I move this now? Have you seen enough of it? It's nice, isn't it? I mean, it looks like a lot of plant for £3.99. And it's green and, well, I don't know anything about plants. It's going to look better than an empty space, isn't it? I'll just put that there for now. No, you can see a bit of it. There you go. Oh, hello, John. Ah, yes, says the M11. I always make spag bol from scratch, but it's still a very basic recipe. Nothing wrong with that. I'm back, says Barry. No, straight up, Karen has a chihuahua, and Karen's gone to a cancer fundraising gig in St. Louis. Clackers? Oh, sorry, clockers. What are these clockers of which you speak? Schwartz bolognese packets are great for making a sauce or ragu, says John Maruzzi. And I must admit, I have used one, and yeah, wasn't bad. Long time ago, but I seem to remember it wasn't bad. I did make that sandwich at home, says Matron, and from scratch. Yum. And he's sexing into the mic again. Sun patients absorb nasties in the air, particularly popular for absorbing formaldehyde in Japan in houses. Oh, interesting. Is that what I've got? Asda Arrabbiata fresh Italian sauce is nice, says Sarah. Whole grain pancakes with strawberries, says DM. Wasn't up for a heavy meal. Fair enough. Barilla Capellini #1 is my favourite spaghetti, says Peter P. I do have to pop over to Sweden to buy it, though. Go pop over to Sweden. That's brilliant. No, says the M11. Just because you're married, you can't help yourself without permission. And Sarah agrees with that. Matron also says, I agree, but you can have implied consent, but you must stop if there is a definite refusal. Paddy Campbell, there's a name I don't recognise. Good evening, Paddy. Thank you for being part of this. In a quag minefield, it would be hard to tread on a mine. That's a good point, actually. There are all sorts of things you can't do now, apparently, says Jimmy F500. So who knows what you can or can't do in marital unions. I love having the news read to me by a saucy French minx who is not wearing any ponties, says the lovely Andrew. And definitely you cannot insert yourself or climb on top while they're asleep unless there's previous permission. That's actually reminded me of something. Boo, and this is true, I didn't think about it at the time. And Boo had been, oh, I'm sharing too much here. Boo had been the victim of whatever you call it, marital, when things are done that shouldn't be done without consent, and you're married to the person that did it. And she'd had that. And in our very early days when we first got together, she did tell me, I didn't think about it at the time, but now you've said that. And she did say that unless or until she told me otherwise, it's always okay for me to wake her up for sex or to help myself so that she wakes up when it's already started happening. And yeah, that I'm quite. I mean, it would never occur to me to do that sort of thing. Really, it would feel a little bit wrong. I mean, you can make a start in that direction, but the idea of actually, although I've been the victim of that, haven't I? Yeah, Chinese madam. I've been the victim of that. Hashtag me too. Not something I would ever do, but there you go. I did get express permission to help myself. Thinking about it now, that was quite a leap of faith, wasn't it? Having been in that situation, having had to deal with that sort of thing, then Boo must have had a lot of trust and faith in me to say something like that. We had an incredibly, incredibly close relationship, closer than I would ever be able to tell you, really. Great shame that it didn't work out. Of all of them, that was the one that I thought, yeah, this is the one that lasts until, turning your face to the wall. And it should have. That's the annoying part. It should have. Hey ho. Barry says, I wouldn't dare to try to have my way with Karen. She has a very big gun and I respect her too much. I like the order that you put that in, Barry. I wouldn't dare to try it on with Karen. Not like that. No, she's got a very big gun. Oh, yeah, and I respect her too much. But it was the very big gun that came first. We did have a live stream. We had a live stream some while ago where we talked about Karen's very big gun, and I can't remember what it was now. I think it was either a 44 Magnum or a 357 Magnum that Karen packs, as I believe the terminology goes. Either one, you wouldn't want it up you. That's for sure. And look at the time, darlings. Look at the time. Time has marched on. It's been so much fun tonight. Maybe start to say your good nights. I've probably got 54 million comments to work through. Interesting, Barry. It works both ways. She also knows not to play with my joystick if the hard drive is turned off. I love that. I love that. I love the way that when you're in a really good relationship, a fun relationship, a loving, committed relationship, you have your own language for certain things. I think that's brilliant. So whose permission do I need, asked Andrew, if I want a self-pleasuring session? Well, yeah, Matron's got it. That would be your own, Andrew. Or Matron, says the M11. Oh, dear. Paddy says the thing is finding something offensive implies looking for something to be offended by. There is some truth in that. There is some truth in that. Oh, and Barry goes on to say, if, however, I need to play Whack Attack, I take care of matters. Permission slips must be sent to Matron 2 weeks in advance, says Peter P. Oh, yeah, this is quite a good question from Barry. If a man talks to himself when no women are around, is he still wrong? How do you personally do stuffing, Boaty, says Jimmy a 500. Well, to be honest with you, again, it's like Yorkshire puddings. It's like Yorkshire puddings. If I'm entertaining, then I'll make it from scratch. You know, the whole kit and caboodle, breadcrumbs, blah, blah, blah. But if it's just me or one other or something casual, then I've told you my stuffing cheat and I stand by it. Get some shop bought stuff, right? You know, the stuff that everybody buys in supermarkets, your own brand or your whoever it is that does it. And, you know, the powdery stuff that you add water to, you add hot water to it, boiling water, you know, the kind of thing, right? Here's what you do with it. I've told you before, honestly, it's brilliant, right? So use that stuff, use the shop bought stuff, cheap as chips. What is it, 40p for a little packet, something like that? Use the amount of liquid it tells you to use, but don't use all boiling water, right? Whatever amount of liquid it says, use half boiling water, 1/4 white wine, and 1/4 stock. So if you're cooking chicken, use chicken stock, right? Use that to mix the stuffing. If you want to add in some extra bits and pieces, please do. I love adding in fresh garlic and things like that, you know, sliced, roughly sliced, rustically sliced garlic, all of that in there, and make it with that. And you can make an amazing stuffing out of a 40 pence supermarket packet. Honestly, trust me, try it. It's a game changer. It's one of the best cheats I've ever found for for a Sunday lunch type of thing. So make your shop stuffing 50% water, 25% white wine, 25% stock, and just chuck in some fresh bits of whatever you want to chuck in there. Onion is great, brown onion, red onion, garlic, anything you want to put in there. Anything you want to put in there. Be inventive. And it will be amazing, I promise you. I love Jimmy and Rolf, but not Michael Barrymore. Well, you know, you've got your limits there, haven't you? Oh, excuse me. I always enjoy your vids, Boaty. Ah, oh, Jimmy F500, you're very kind. I once had a row with an ex, says Barry. She's an ex for a reason, trying to explain something, and no matter what I said, I was wrong. And then I was proven right, and I was still wrong, apparently. How is your tooth, Boaty? Asked the M11. Amazingly, I'm not going to show you, but amazingly, it's still there. And it is so loose now that I can't believe that it is still there. However, the good news is that whatever nerve was left in it has obviously died, so it must be ready to just fall out now. So it's not giving me any pain. It feels a little bit weird when I chew, because obviously it's literally moving about like that. And there's a little bit of pain. If I do chew or whatever, then there's a little bit of pain in the gum area around when it moves like that or like that, and impinges on a bit of gum. But generally speaking, it's not giving me any pain. I'm not having to gobble painkillers like I was. So it's kind of all good, but amazingly, it's still there. But it must be due to drop out. Just feeling it now. Any second now. I mean, it really is. It's so loose that it will almost go horizontal. It'll go as far as the gum allows it to go. So you know, I'd be amazed if it's there for more than a day or two or three. But it doesn't matter. It's not causing me any pain. And touch wood, I'm not getting any dental pain anywhere else in my mouth. So at the moment, until the next one, then it's all good. And I'm hoping that the next one will be this stupid sticky outy one at the front, which is just never used to be like that. Look at old pictures of me. and it was fine. For whatever reason, you know, with age and receding gums, it started sticking out forward to the extent where you can it's almost sticking through my lips when my mouth is closed. So that's a little bit loose, and I'm really hoping that that's going to be the next one to go, because I won't be sorry to see the back of that. But I'm not no complaints about my gob at the moment, because no real pain, not having to take painkillers. I can eat. It's all good. I'm happy. At least young Biden didn't turn the court process into a circus, says Andrew. Oh, and we're all guessing on the flowers. 21, no. My guess is they're plastic, no. 16 from Matron, no. 16 from Sarah, no. 49 from Bad Books, no. Guess the number of flowers, says Andrew, and you can win a Boaty Tuff. 7,803, says Evola Sunglasses, no. Trump got more exposure by acting the twat than he would have done otherwise, says Barry. It was a very clever tactic, actually. Yeah, it kind of was. Trump's not as daft as he appears to be. He knows what works with his followers. The only thing that might backfire is that with the undecided, like Midwestern, middle of the road people that might, you know, find the idea that he's been convicted appalling. But there's no doubt that his antics do strengthen the support from his own inner scrotum. 8.5? No. Peter P says, guess the number of teeth and win the flowers. Biden looks like a cross between Wurzel Gummidge and the banjo kid from Deliverance, and acts like them too. I wonder if that vice president woman makes him squeal like a pig. She's all right, isn't she? Oh, no, I can't read that. Why did you get divorced? She sounds perfect for you, Mr. Boaty. And she does say, Sarah. Do you want the honest answer to that? We got divorced because she wanted to. She didn't want the relationship to end. She wanted to get a divorce. She wanted there to be a legal settlement, so everything became hers and solely hers. She wanted their relationship to continue during the divorce and the relationship to carry on after the divorce. And she was perfectly willing to remarry as long as there was a prenuptial in place. She just wanted to get everything 100% in her name so that she and the children's future was financially secure. And I agreed to that. Oh, hello, Mr. Stephen Parry from Port Sunlight in the Whittle, the Leisure Peninsula. And we really do. We need to go, don't we, darlings? Look at the time. Look at the time, and I'm still trying to get through the comments. Swallow a Spanish dictionary and fart in Italian, says Peter P. Apparently those chocolates are lovely. Yeah, I know, M11. I thought that if you didn't want the chocolate balls and I could have them, you can have one of them. You can have one of them. Oh, and Stephen had a lovely day with family. That's nice. Chocolate is evil. I can't resist, says Jemmy F500. Yes, Boaty, save your balls for Emma, says Peter P. Since I stopped eating chocolate 8 weeks ago, says the M11, I've lost 1.5 stone. Have you really? That's amazing. Congratulations. Oh, and apparently, according to Matron, they need to be brought to room temperature before being eaten, those balls, because the bit inside, the inner ball, is way more lovely at room temperature. There was indeed a song about chocolate balls. Hey everybody, have you seen my balls? They're big and salty and brown. If you ever need a quick pick me up, just put my balls in your mouth. Oh, suck on my chocolate salty balls. Stick them in your mouth and suck them. I loved Chef on South Park. Oh dear. I can eat chocolate all day, blasted stuff. I hear you're a chocolatier now, Father. Oh, it's a Boston Fern, according to the M11. That's big for the price, says Sarah Parsons. Yeah, all the ladies say that about me. A bushy fern, says Andrew. The plant actually looks like Boaty with his amazing hair, says Emma. Lovely view, great value, says Bad Books. It's like the plant is talking. Oh dear. Boaty, grow some veg in your garden, you'll get some views. Save Fred the Shed. F you, Boaty. What happened with Boo? Asked Sarah. Oh, Boo. Oh, really, really sad. Nothing terrible, nothing terrible. I still love her, always will. And we're still, we've never met since we split up, but we speak on the doings. Um, oh God, probably not time to go into it really, but we start. I've told the story before. We started a new life together in Matlock Bath um, in a beautiful historical cottage, a World Heritage Site cottage, and life was just amazing. And it was me and Boo and her youngest daughter. The two older kids, they were adults and, well, they were over 18 and they wanted to stay where they had been in Leicester, in the city. So we started our new life, set them up in the home in Leicester, brother and sister sharing the house, everything all good. And life was just amazing. It was a dream come true. Until the eldest sister decided that, 'cause of course they used to visit all the time, decided that, yeah, our life is much better than the old life in Leicester. And she wanted to come and move in. And I said, brilliant, fine, delighted about this. But I said to Boo that, um, she needs to fit into the life that we have now. Don't let her drag you back into the life that you had in Leicester, the life that made you suicidal, the life that you were so desperate to escape from. We've done it now. You've escaped. We've got this amazing life. Make her live this new life. It'll be better for her. It'll change her life as well. Don't let her drag you back. And she didn't do that. Our amazing place became like Leicester. Um, and it was just awful. And there came a point where I couldn't live that life anymore, and I had to leave. Very sadly, I didn't even leave. I just I used to come and have one night here at Windy Bum, one night here a week, and one time I came and I had my night here, hadn't fallen out, nothing like that, and I just thought I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back because it wasn't our life anymore. It was the life of the elder sister, and she had issues, and she just and as hard as it was, I was right because everything has just gone terrible. Everything that was so wonderful went awful. Boo had an amazing job, an amazing career. That's all gone. Little Miss, my stepdaughter, had transformed herself or been transformed in from, oh, I can't, you've heard it before, most of you. That's all gone. Everything is just terrible now. Everything is just terrible. So I did the right thing. I just wish that it hadn't have been like that. Anyway, there we are. Oh, it was a 44 Magnum. Yeah, thought so. Oh, Samrat. Oh, he's going to shout at me tomorrow for not reading his comment out until about half an hour after he left it. Title nom. Don't play with the joystick if the hard drive is turned off. Oh, and that comes from both Emma and the M11. In my stuffing, I put red onion and sausage meat, says Jimmy. Brilliant. Pull it out live on air, you tuss. And Matron says, glad you clarified. I could do, couldn't I? All right. It's ready. Okay. Do that tomorrow night. Hello, Russ. Probably hello and goodbye. It's going to be. It's going to be because I need to get off. That's it. Right. Okay. The number of flowers there is 26, by the way. Each stem has got 5 on it, apart from one stem which has got 6. Thank you for liking my green ferny thing. Sorry for keeping you for 20 minutes longer than I should have. God, I'm hungry. I want my curry now. I want my curry and I want to get to bed, and then I want to wake up and have my lovely cheap Sunday roast. Get ready for Monday. So excited about Monday, yard day, getting sheets and sorted, having fun with Mustard, my bestest chum. Don't forget to like, says Emma, and I would greatly appreciate it if you could. That's it, darlings. That is it from me and the flowers and the plants. Thank you all. Thank you all so much for giving me your time. I really do appreciate it. I so look forward to this time, and I so value it. It is 26. I promise you, stay cold. Oh, I'll count again. Right. 5, 10, 16, 21, 26. There you go. Okay, darling. So thank you so much. Have a safe and peaceful night. Have the best day that you possibly can. And take every little bit of joy from it, wherever and whenever you can. And take care of yourselves. And if you're lucky enough to have anybody or people who you love and who love you, take care of them too. And take care of your houseplants, especially if you paid $3.99 for them. I want at least 10 years out of that. I want my money's worth. And please, if you can, join me tomorrow night earlier, 11 o'clock for Sunday night Sunday night live. Tomorrow, 11 o'clock. Have a great Sunday, everybody. Much, much love from me. And hopefully see you next time. And on that note, but you, and indeed a green ferny